Sup, everybody? I know, I'm very late today. 24 minutes late. I got no excuses. Um, just life, you know. All right. Excuse me. Let's get started with some cutoffs. So cutoffs, man thing. I don't know exactly what he's gonna go for, so I'm just gonna put down 45. Real shot in the dark kind of guess with this dude because I don't think there's a lot of hype for him. At the same time, people's rosters have evolved and gotten to the point where, 45 million is not hard to obtain for people with a lot of 6 stars and stuff. Who's the basic champ? And he's a new champ and all that, and he might be good for all I know too, but he doesn't seem to have a lot of hype. Star-Lord is the basic. This dude is old. Lots of people already have him. Great champion to start with, though. I'm gonna say 1.8, even though I think 1.7 would also be fine. But yeah, okay. Cutoffs in. Let me get a tweet out real quick as well. Dearest at Marvel Champions. Dearest at Marvel Champions. I'm excuse me. Grinding for uh-oh. Dun 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 Lola. Her stomach is making a lot of noises. She might have to go. Alright, pardon that Lola interruption. Let's get back to the tweet. I'm grinding for man thing to go with my thing, man. As I am now live. Okay. Grinding for man thing to go with my thing, man. Tweet. Solid tweet today. Happy with it. Alright. Let's get rid of this. What's up, babe? What's up, people? What's up, everybody? I was about to say everybody and people at the same time, and it came out as like every Aiden B first winner, followed by Khalil, Flav Spam, Usama. Am I saying that right? Sip. We got Miguel in here, John Smith, Hobbit Karam, BG Sexy Mad Face, sup, dude. Justin, Lakers Bodyguard, Shark. I know you saw that, Lola. You must have seen that, Lola. Sorry, guys. This is the cough that I just can't seem to shake. Yeah, Cody. BG, glad you could fit us in your busy schedule. Oh, JK, good to see you. What's up, dude? BG, not like he said, I get my hands on a 5-star Cosmic Awakening Gem. Is my new Captain Marvel movie worth it, or would Medusa be a better option? I'm not super well versed with with the new Sparkle lady, because I don't have her as a high level. I think Legacy was saying that he values her Awaken ability. I know she's a great champion. It's just like how important her Awaken ability is not something that I'm knowledgeable enough to really answer. But I do remember hearing Legacy say, maybe this was over Comic-Con or something, that he values the Awakening ability or something like that. So it's probably worth it. Does anyone know if the 3-star man thing has the thing synergy? Let's go to the homepage and try to see if we can find it real quick. So what you can do, whenever the champion's in the featured arena, you see how like it has 5-star man thing here. Okay, we're looking for a different version of man thing though. Let's go back. Nope, that's still a 5-star version. Let's try again. Okay, 3-star. There we go. So now you can see the 3-star. Boom. No thing synergy there. You could also use other resources like Aunt May. Is good for stuff like that as well. Wait, I think Aunt May has that info. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, sometimes I just find it easier just to find stuff like that in game though. If we look long enough, we'll see the other variations. Here's the 6-star version. Look at that health. 67,619. And still kind of meh rest of the stats. Anyway. Tried exhaling this so many times on vid, tweet to Cam and Bam. Huh? On vid, tweet to Cam and Bam? Are you talking about the thing, the AQ thing? Is that what you're talking about? BG was tempted for a second time to open a cav or two, but I'm almost 2 weeks clean and sober, up from 18 units to 2507, same for 6.3. Beautiful, dude. Good stuff. Move to America in 6 days, dude. Hobbit. Oh man, I'm sure it's a stressful time, a stressful and exciting time. Okay, I need to get in the arenas though. Brian, I have bad news. Demiok, don't tell me bad news. Bring it in. I'm gonna make it all better. Hold on, let me see where my 6 stars are at. I got them in a little bit late today, so okay, up in 5, 15. Okay, so in like 15 minutes, I gotta make sure to do that. Okay. All right, let's begin though. I'm at 10 million points already. All right, Brian, I have bad news. Life sucks. I'm very stressed most of the time, so I've started smoking cigarettes. Are you disappointed in me? It helps, but also bad. Demiak, I understand, man. Life is life is stressful at times. I hope you know. I hope you can get through whatever you're going through now, and I can never be disappointed in you, Demian. Do I wish you weren't smoking? Of course. But you may think the same things, too. I mean, just like the way I wish I don't eat a 5-pound bag of candy sometimes, but I do it anyway. You know? We all have our things. But, wait, what? Hold on. One vid tweet to Cam, and you see this? No, I didn't see any tweet to Cam. Checking future champs in game. I had tried explaining in the past, but tweeted Cam a vid of it months ago and started seeing it. Did you try to explain it in the past? Because I've been doing it for a while. I don't know when I started doing it. I don't remember seeing a tweet. I also don't remember you saying it, but that's because I have a crappy memory too. So maybe I started doing it after you said it. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah. Esmir sent it over too, saying let's get slappy or sloppy. I don't know which. Ooh, is that a, I know this is probably not a Billy Madison reference, but it reminds me of the movie Billy Madison. Because, they're talking about sloppy joes. I know you kids like them extra sloppy. Esmir, thank you very much for the 2. Sloppy slap. That was a terrible slap. But I was trying something different. Oh, man. Yeah. But, thank you, for the 2. What up, Dicer? So big, worth now discussion, but I told Cam and you started doing it after he told you about it. Really? Okay. Interesting. I have to believe it because I don't remember when I started doing it. I guess it was then. I spoke a little bit ago, but ended up locking myself out. I had to crawl back in through my window. Thank God it's dark and no neighbors saw me. It would have been mortifying. It could have been funny too, you know. Brian, is Elsa any good unawakened for Alliance War defense? I actually know absolutely nothing about Alliance War, or I know nothing. I know nothing about Alliance War. No, I know nothing about Elsa. I don't have her in any variation. My only experience with Elsa is auto fighting through the event quest. And what's it called? Fighting her at Comic-Con one of the days, where I think I got in like 2 fights against her. That's about it. Unfortunately, I don't know her abilities. Your voice sounds even sexier when I'm drunk, BG. Oh, well, Jacob, maybe you should start drinking more. Wait, hold on. Wait, I shouldn't be encouraging that. Ah, whatever. You're an adult. Do what you gotta do. Last BG admits he doesn't know anything about Alliance War defense. Oh, well, Alliance War defense, I really don't know anything. That I've always admitted. But in this case, I was just saying Alliance War in general. But defense, oh god, man, I haven't touched a defender, like as in put them in the spot where they're gonna be when war actually starts. I haven't arranged even my own defenders in years. It's actually been years. I did it back when I was in the super casual, just a small group of friends and open alliance type of thing when I first started playing the game. And that was the last time. Joining a different alliance, the officers have always just done it. Hello, my American one-headed sexy bald man just pulled Elsa 5-star. Have you heard good about her? I have an Awakening Gem 2 love. The only thing I've really heard about her is actually from Coathanger, so maybe Coat could tell you what he likes about. I mean, I know Coat was saying he likes that what she's good with or without suicides, or on defense or on attack, something like that. I really don't know much about her though, and I haven't really heard too many people talk about her either. So definitely lacking of knowledge of Elsa. I wish there was a way for me to get her without waiting so long, but I'm gonna have to wait until she's in the crystals, and then go for her as a 3-star. I mean, I could get lucky and get her in a 4-star crystal too, but I have a lot of 3-star crystals, so it's like an actual reasonable chance that I'd get her there. Or when she's in the basic arena to pick her up as a 4-star. Until then, I'm probably gonna be pretty in the dark about her, unless I happen to see her a lot on defense, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I barely fit through the window though. I'm currently hurting everywhere from squeezing through a window and falling into my room. It is ouchies. Make ouchies go away with alcohol now. I'm bad. Demiok. I hate to see you like this, man. I wish only the best for you. Is it when I added your face to the emoji, to the badge, the member badge? I feel like that's when these issues really began. It's my fault. I blame myself. But yeah, no, man. I hope everything. Hope life gets better for you. Whatever's got you down and stressed. Who's talking about just got here? Elsa. Elsa, she's okay. Switches from D to O. Does an optimal fight in 130 with suicides. Fun to play. Do not regret the rank 5 I ended up going with, but her use is yet to be realized. Okay. Got it. Oh, and that's Realm of Legends fight in 130. Okay. With suicides. Got it. Got it. My face is one of the brightest moments of my life in the past month or so. Okay. BG, anyone else notice that Man-Thing size is increased beyond XL on the home screen? I wonder if they're planning to change him to XL as he should be. Wait, what? Is he not XL? Hold on, I'm gonna go take a look in a minute here. Why is BG going for a 5-star Man-Thing? I don't see the appeal towards the champion. The biggest appeal for me is his synergy with King Groot. I'm a fan of King Groot. I joined the King Groot fan club some point like last year, I want to say. Or was it even last year? I don't know if it was last year. I started thinking King Groot was kind of cool a while back. Maybe it wasn't last year, maybe it was early this year. But then I started really thinking King Groot was awesome and officially joined the King Groot fan club once I started doing my itemless adventures. And yeah, I like King Groot from that. And I want the synergy. BG, check the home screen. He is large, but his model looks really small, like medium when fighting him. I was kind of thinking he would be an XL champion. Man, he is gigantic on the home screen here. It's pretty funny. This dude is large and in charge. Alright, let me see. Yeah, size large. Wow. A bit surprising. I thought he was an XL. I never checked. I didn't really have any intended use for him based on size, so it doesn't really matter, but I guess I just assumed that he was like a Hulk-sized champ. This is the synergy, in case you were curious, that I want, the bottom one there. Where King Groot starts the fight with 2 additional Furies and gains 2 additional Furies when exiting his cooldown state. So for a large portion of the fight, he has an increased attack of about 1,000, which is not the craziest increase. It's downright puny compared to what some champions get through their abilities and stuff like that by today's standards. But hey, man, take what I can get. The champion is a mostly defensive champion, and if he can get some boost to his attack, I'll take it. So, Herman, I might mess up your last name here. Herman Rojas, right? Sending over 2, saying $5. She love how Groot makes her root. What? Wow. Loves how Groot makes her root. Oh. Herman, thank you very much for the 2. I appreciate it. Excuse me. Thank you. Update. This is a big old D. But yeah, thank you. Before they used to run my King Groot on defense back in the day. Frojo, dude. Oh, man. Good times, man. Hey, dude. So I spoke a rep from Kabam doing the survey about Alliance War. We got an in-game message about. Not sure I see any changes coming from my feedback based on the cues they asked, unfortunately. Did you talk to them, B-Man? I was curious who was going to talk to them and stuff. Well, at least it's something. At least you got to voice your opinion in a more direct way. Hopefully, some changes happen, but yeah, I know the feeling that you have. Sometimes you just have this strong feeling like, I want this to change, but it's Probably not going to happen. BJ got a 4-star crystal today. Pulled a Heimdall. Was that a good pull? Absolutely, yeah. Heimdall is super cool. He's by himself. He's not the most interesting or powerful champion in the game. He's not like the worst champion either. He's just kind of okay. Most people use him for his exceptionally powerful synergies, though. So yeah, just throw in your strongest champs, throw Heimdall on the team. Gives your characters a cheat death. Depending who else you have on the team, you could even have a heal that you can activate. There's a couple other cool things as well. So yeah, Heimdall, take a close look at his synergies and start throwing him on the team whenever you have an extra slot to spare. I think Cam may have also for the Alliance War thing. Probably. BG, who's the best counter to Hyperion? He's clairvoyant, and she makes easy work of him. I don't know if there's a necessarily best counter for Hyperion. It probably depends on the nodes you're finding him on. Magic historically has been an exceptionally strong counter. I really like Morningstar, because Morningstar, when awakened, reduces the power gain effects of enemies. And yeah, just not even having to rely on, you know, getting to a certain bar of power or anything like that. Just having that reduction of power straight away is super nice. Champions that can survive the L3s, like Gwenpool, can be pretty cool as well. But yeah, typically you just want power control against Hyperion. Is that the B Manny throwing over $10, dude? B Manny saying it's been a while and my baby deserves good things. Wow. Hopefully, good man things. Right? Oh, that's terrible. Boo myself. But B Manny, dude, thank you. I appreciate it, man. I'm gonna get something real purty for our next date. Thank you, dude. Man, is it too early to start thinking about Man-Thing cosplays? I don't think there's that many characters I could pull off. A lot of these guys are buff and/or have hair. But Man-Thing, I feel like just put me in a big costume and I'm good. Kingpin, I'm playing Kingpin right now. I think I'd have to be taller to be this guy. I've got the height to pull it off. He's a big boy. What do you get once you reach level 60? A pat on the back. Your final mastery point. I think your final mastery point, right? Do you have them all at that point already? I don't know. Pretty sure you get your final mastery point, and I mean, there's nothing super special. It's just the same kind of progress that you're seeing all throughout the levels. It's just that it stops at 60. You know, so some bonuses for leveling up, and that's pretty much it as far as I can remember, at least. Also, BG, I think we could all agree that Man-Thing is the most creative name in history. He's like a man who became a thing. Man-Thing. I agree. Very creative. Props to Marvel for this one. Find like suicides and loving them for Arena. Oh, Donut Cop. Hell yeah. P.S. How is Colossus not poison immune? Well, you see, in Soviet Russia, I don't know. I don't know. I still, man, I think about this more and more every day, and I still think there are too many immunities in this game as it is. I wish there was a better way than just immunities, you know. I mean, there's certain things that just kind of make sense. Like, okay, yes, certain characters are freaking robots. They don't have blood. They cannot bleed, right? But I wish bleed effects were caused in different ways. Let me run this by you guys and see if it makes any sense. So some characters already have similar things like this. I think X-23 was the first that I could remember, at least, where she had an attack that if the enemy was bleed immune, she got some other bonus. And there's been several other characters since then that have gotten something like that. I think that's how it should generally be. I think it should be characters that have bleed. It should be classified as like a puncturing blow or something like that, where it's an attack that deals a little bit extra damage and causes the enemy to bleed. And if they can't bleed, well, you're still hitting them with a puncturing blow. It's still like a different type of attack. So that you're not so gimped. Like, of course, if you're playing someone that causes bleed, and like, you'd still want them to actually have blood that you can drain from them. That'd be the the way to what's it called? That'd be the best way to play those characters, have them be most effective. But I just kind of hate. I feel like there's too many immunities, you know? I almost feel like nearly every enemy should be able to be poisoned. Just maybe have poison resistance and stuff like that. Nearly every enemy. Anyway. It's my rant for the first half of the stream. I'll see you guys in the second half for my next rant. Wish for reaching level 60. You should never get XP boosts again. Never, never, ever. Not any. None. Oh, dude. Oh, man. Speaking of XP boost, I just popped open a bunch of greater what's it called? Greater solo crystals the other day. I meant to sell those things. I gotta do that at some point. Hey BG, sent you something over on Twitter. I've been working out for a while. Enjoy. PS, you could show stream if you'd like. I would like to show stream. Unfortunately, I cannot. Let me go see what you sent over. But my abilities to show my web browser on stream, well, they are no more, I guess. I've been trying to fix it for a while now, but I can't seem to fix it. Alright, let me see what you got. Made this for you, enjoy. From your boy Egg Zeus. What is this? Is that a banana being carried by other bananas? With a crown? The king banana? PG king banana. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate it. What is up, my bald mom from the Intertubes? What's up, Swaggy Spoadster? BG, in the past, you have said you would like to see less immune champs instead have resistance. What about other champs take extra damage from debuffs? Groot should take extra incinerate damage, etc. I would also agree with that, yeah. So technically... So sorry about that. Technically, I think, I can't remember for sure. I'd have to talk to Mr. Duckslug behind Aunt May, or I'm sure other people will know this as well, but I just can't remember off the top of my head. But I think there are. Oh wait, no. There's definitely. Sorry, I was gonna talk about the negative energy resistance types thing. So certain enemies do have that, like Korg, right? Like he takes extra damage from energy attacks. I think he's one of them. Anyway, that's definitely a thing. I would like to see it be more of a thing. Why not? You know? And yeah, sometimes it could be more refined than just energy damage, like you said, incinerate for a frickin' tree. I also don't think it needs to be something that's like done like overboard where we have to like remember all these, you know, super specific counters like Pokemon style. But I think it, you know, it would give an opportunity to help counter some of these champions just a little bit better. So yeah, if they just took a little bit extra damage from that stuff, I think that'd be fine. I think that'd be good. But if you could change one thing about MCSC, what would it be? And don't say nerfing Ghost, or I'll do something probably negative. Personally, I'd remove freaking Resist. I hate it so much. Well, if I could change one thing, it would be to add something to the game, and that would be to add items. Got 4 minutes left for my. I think this is my last. Yeah, this is my last 6-star, right? Yeah. Whoops, I don't mean to keep clicking on those guys. All right, let's run a couple 4-stars. Yeah, it would be to add items or gear, however people like to say it. Second thing would be to have a small scale PvP system. If we're not talking about adding things and strictly just changing something that exists in the game, I don't know exactly what that one thing would be. There's so many things that I'd want changed about the game. But I don't know. Can we just take a few minutes one night and fix this show screen issue already? I'm sure there are plenty of tech-savvy people that could help. Not me, but someone. Well, we've tried in the past. I've had people offer their solutions, and I tried it out. And it didn't work. So, yeah. I'm open to more solutions, but I've tried everything that people have asked me to do so far, along with some Google searches myself and just kind of tinkering around with options without going to Google, and nothing seems to do it. Wait, what? Oh, star. This is not one word. Come on, this is like 4 words in one. What the hell is this? All right, hold on. Polyphyloprogenitive? No, it's definitely progenitive. Not progenitive, right? Polyphyloprogenitive. Jesus. Let's break it down. I think poly, well, poly means like multiple, right? Minute 34. I'm just gonna wait here. I can get one more round of arena in, but whatever. Poly is multiple. Philo or philo or whatever you say that. Isn't that something with plants? I don't know. This is where I'm gonna sound real dumb. And progenitive. I mean, it sounds like progress, except there's no R, so it must not mean progress. It must mean something else. I'm thinking maybe instead of regenerative, it's progenitive, as in like producing. So I'm gonna guess that it is multiple plants getting together, getting their freak on to procreate into a new plant. Yeah, that's my actual guess. I'm all in. Did I win the million? Or should I have called a friend? Also has decreased Fizz resist along with Invisible Woman and some others like Hyperion. Yeah, so there are definitely some champs. I don't when I was first talking about it and saying like, yeah, I'd have to ask someone like Duck Slug. I was thinking that there are champions that are not clearly labeled as such, like unless you really know the game, um, unless you have some deeper knowledge than just looking at the character screen, basically. So without that, there's very small amounts that have that, but yeah, like I don't know, there's more than most people realize that have some type of like negative resistance type of thing. Okay, wait. Polyphilo Jesus. Adjective. Extremely prolific, tending to produce many offspring. It's a pretty close guess. Damn. Okay. Well, you know, I'm getting better at these words, I guess. I think. BG do one path in every variant. Which one is easier? I want your opinion. I would say like reverse order is probably like 3 is easier than 2, 2 is easier than 1. 1 is the most difficult, in my opinion. That said, it also does depend on your champions. Variant 3 might not be that easy for you if you don't have strong tech options, if you don't have Ghost, if you don't have Sentinel, or Stark Spidey. It's one of the things that I really like about the variants. I was kind of talking to one of the devs at Comic-Con about this. I felt real bad too, actually, because I don't know, I started the conversation off in kind of an insulting way, which I didn't mean to come across that way, but it, you know, he asked a question, I just gave like an honest reaction, and it I was like preoccupied with the the tournament, so I didn't word it very nicely. But basically, I really like how variants, they vary, you know. It's there is no necessarily correct order to try to tackle the variants in, and based on the champions, and you know, right now it's not as open as it could be because there's only 3 of them. But as time goes on and we get the 4th and 5th and 6th one, you know, it's people are gonna have like different paths they take through the variants based on the champs they have and who they enjoy playing, who they want to rank up, all that good stuff. And I think that's really cool. I also got my suggestion in for giving out a custom character for the variants. You know, it's probably not going to happen, but I would like to see a like I don't think we need the same rewards every time where it's like, okay, we're gonna give you this set of rank up gems type of thing. You know, they could like take out our gem and in place give a like unique 5-star type of thing. Could be a 5-star that could help in another variant even, and have a little bit of Mega Man style to it where you know, you beat one variant and that kind of unlocks a good tool to use in another one type of thing. I think stuff like that would be really cool. We've talked about that on stream in the past too. Did you see the whole next variant not being Venom/Guillotine one? Was that supposed to be the next one and it's not? I actually know nothing about the next variant. I haven't seen anything on it. How do you read and play? I know. I could barely read. So the fact that I could read and play is impressive, right? No, it's I'm able to what's it called? Like where the chat is, where I'm reading your message right now, is actually like right next to my OBS window on my monitor, on my computer monitor here. I'm playing off of my phone. It's everything is on my phone. There's no like emulation or anything like that. But it's connected to my computer, so it has a like I can see what's going on in my peripheral vision half the time just while reading the messages, and then between reading messages I can glance over just to make sure I'm not getting my ass kicked too bad. And yeah, it's not so bad when you get used to it. They misannounced it as being the next one type thing. Oh, okay. Huh. Interesting. I got Stark and Ghost, should be fine. Oh yeah, if you got Stark and Ghost, yeah, variant 3, you're gonna crush it. Did you know that your favorite champ is Venom the Duck? Supposedly you've barely ranked him. But do you have favorite animations? Favorite special 3? I assume you agree that Ghost is the best in the game. For variant 3? Or, I'm sorry, not variant 3. For a special 3 animation? I don't even remember Ghosts, to be honest. It's so rare that I see it. It's usually just people popping that L2. I don't know if I have like a single favorite, but I have a lot of favorites when it comes to the animation side of things. I think Heimdall comes to mind a lot for his special 3. I think it's super cool. He basically turns you into Fruity Pebbles, man. Take a like a smush box of Fruity Pebbles at that, man. Puts you into rainbow dust. Hela has a pretty sweet special 3. She's throwing all those weapons. I always liked Psylocke. I think Emma's is pretty cool too. There's a lot of cool L3s. Some of the simpler ones I've enjoyed a lot in the past too, like Colossus. I've always enjoyed Colossus L3. It's not getting changed, is it? Wait, I think they like changed the camera angle slightly for it, and I think that was it, right? For Colossus L3. always. Oh wait, you said always liked Hawkeye Special 3. Okay. For a second there, I thought you said that you always hated it because, yeah, reading stuff. But yeah, I always like Colossus's L3 just because it's kind of short and sweet. You know, I wish the L3 animations were sometimes a bit shorter in this game. I know some people have wanted to see like ways to skip the animation. I don't really want to see that. There's like there's little things. It's annoying sitting through the L3 animation sometimes, but there are little things about it that play into the match. Especially when we're talking about a 3-minute timer. And you have to factor in like, okay, I've got 3 minutes to do this fight. Can I take a character where I have to be popping multiple special 3s and stuff like that? Sure, it gets pretty damn repetitive, especially for some of the longer ones. And no matter how cool they look, like Namor's special 3 looks sweet, but it's super long. And because you use it so frequently, I wish they had made it a shorter special 3. Especially in his case, I don't really want to sit through a 12 or 15 second animation for any of these guys, but especially for like let's say I don't know what their goal is, like the animation team, but maybe their goal is like 10 to 12 seconds for an L3 animation, and there's flexibility just for coolness factor. Let's say like that's their guidelines. I wish for someone like Namor, knowing that that's your playstyle is to pop all those L3s, that they would have had a goal of maybe half of that. So like 5 to 6 seconds. But how do you squeeze it all in there then, I can't really fault them for wanting to have an awesome animation. That you wouldn't have that. I don't know what you can do in 5 or 6 seconds. That'd be cool. Maybe that's not enough time. but still. Have you got Thanos, BG? I do have a 4-star Thanos, yeah. I got Thanos for the final chapter of Act 5. I did the top 100 race. Namor Special 3 is insane? Yeah, totally. Personal favorite Special 3 might be Human Torch. Oh, Human Torch is great, too. Or Proxima. Proxima is brutal. The twist of the spear looks like it hurts. Yeah, I like both of those as well. Sorry. Actually, at Comic-Con, so the artist wasn't there, but one of the producer for the character team, I think that's what his title was, or what his role was. He was talking about like the person who was assigned Human Torch's Special 3 animation, and you know, I guess they have like, you know, talks about it ahead of time to figure out what they're gonna do, make sure it fits with the character before they start animating, all that stuff. You know, then they just let that person get to work, basically. And the little wink that he had, like, wasn't a planned wink. You know, like the animator just put that in there. So it was like a surprise to everyone in the office when they saw that for the first time. I thought it was a pretty cool story. They probably they're probably like I don't know, they were talking about like all cheering and stuff like that when they saw it, which is pretty cool, man. I think it's really cool. Is Arena actually online? No, Arena. So you're not fighting another player. You're fighting their characters, but it's the AI controlling their characters. So like this Drax guy right here. Let's see. This is Paul. This is Paul Dip. And these are his actual characters. If he were to open up his account and show us his characters, it would match exactly this. But he's not playing them. It's just the AI. I'd be okay with all 3 special animations being in fight. Keep the special 3 unavoidable, but without the cutscene. I'd be fine with that too. Well, I mean, what would that look like, though? Unavoidable. I mean, I feel like you could pull that off for some characters, but you're probably a lot more limited in how you can, like, start the animation. Because, I mean, what happens? Do they just, like, freeze? Like, there has to be a reason that causes them to, like, not move or not be able to block or any of that stuff. So there'd have to be like a net. they'd have to get caught in one of those old school nets that sweeps them off their feet into a tree, and then they just get hit with the L3, you know. I'd be fine with it too, just for sake of, like, you know, speeding up the fights and stuff. But animation wise, I'm sure that's something that probably can't really be done. Robato, I see some smiley faces in the chat. Does that mean you took down Maestro? Is that what it means? I'm going to open some crystals this stream. Only at the end of the stream, just a couple of arena crystals. Nothing more than that. How do you bait Special 1 and Special 2 from the AI? So, the art of baiting, it's, you gotta have the right touch. If you want to call yourself a master baiter, then you have to have the right touch, really. what it comes down to is trying to leave your guard down, basically. If the AI thinks that they can hit you with their special, then they're going to throw it. Now, it's a bit random at times. It's a bit random at times. It's not always something that we have full control of. And it's one of the things that keeps the game, keeps us on our toes and everything, because sometimes you want them to throw their special, and you're kind of backing up, leaving your guard down. Not really. When I say leave your guard down, like you don't want to be holding block. You don't want to dash in at them either. You kind of just like leave your left thumb off the device, but be ready to block or be ready to dash back when they get close to you or when they actually throw their special. And yeah, generally the better you are at doing that, giving them every opportunity to throw it, the more likely you're going to throw it. But sometimes you will find yourself just backed up against the wall because, they're just not throwing it. And sometimes you'll hear players use the word stingy when it comes to the AI and not throwing specials. There's like certain levels of aggressiveness that the AI has. So when they're very aggressive, they're quicker to throw the specials. When they're more defensive, sometimes can be more difficult to bait them out. It's mostly like a practice and feel type of thing, though. Jay, I'm not sure what you're talking about. There was no reference to... You gotta put a space. A word. What would you do if Kabam made 5-star Scarlet Witch available to be purchased? I wouldn't do anything. I would watch other people pop open crystals and wish them luck, and that was it. That'd be it. One, I don't spend in this game, so it wouldn't really be an option for me to buy those crystals anyway. And two, I don't care about Scarlet Witch as much as most people. I want to see her as a 5-star because I know it'll make other people happy. And she is fun, and I would want to get her myself too, but I just don't have the same level of desire as the average old school MCOC fan. Don't have the same desire as they may have to see Scarlet Witch. If it scenes Domino equals very stitchy, yeah, exactly. Thanks, PG, you're the best. No problem. Like they're more stingy in the arena rather than any other content in the game. Sometimes, when you're building the infinite streak, yeah, absolutely. That's the nice thing about having suicides on, though, is you don't really care if the AI is stingy. Your attack is so high that, like, this Star-Lord's not going to get to a special 3. I have a power controlling champion, but I didn't even need to power drain him or anything, He just dies. Tips on how to get to level 60 fast. Don't worry about it. Level 60 doesn't really mean a whole lot. This is not like an MMO style game or something where you need to be high level to be at the end game. It's your true level in this game is your roster. Your roster is what determines your power, not your summoner level. But if you're looking to level up faster, to unlock mastery points and stuff like that, I do have a couple of tips for you. Or just one, really. Stockpile energy refills. Stockpile energy refills, and also save up like a 50% XP boost. It lasts for 12 hours. And when you get a bunch of energy refills, you want to use those refills along with the XP boost in story content, like the actual story quest, not the event quest. The monthly event quests, they don't give a ton for XP. It adds up over time, don't get me wrong. You'll gain some levels throughout your time playing this game from that. But when you want to pop the big XP boost and use your energy refills alongside it, you want to be clearing out story content. You know, something like Act 3 or Act 4. Act 4 especially. I'm not sure where you're at in the game yet, but once you make it to Act 4, the content is very long. It's very long, takes quite a bit of energy to get through, and is very good in terms of XP. You'll gain a ton of it by doing that. But seriously, I wouldn't worry too much about your level. Still apply that tip, but don't worry about it. Gotta grind the arena to get the units for the last revive that I need for Maestro. Okay. Got it. Got it. Maybe I don't have max tier, max level 4 stars yet, so I'm far from the game. Need to bait. Yeah. No worries. This game is a very slow-moving game, so as long as you're patient and you keep at it, keep progressing over time, you'll get there. But just know that it's designed to be slower in nature than the average game, which is one of the cool things about MCOC, in my opinion at least. It's slower moving, which, you know, sometimes is not always good, but it also it makes every decision more important. Feels like it has a bigger impact when you have to like pick and choose which champions to rank up, and you know, you get more time to kind of play with them and different content to figure out who you like, and yeah, pretty cool. What about 5-star? Wait, what about 5-star? Oh, how to get 5-star? Is that what you're asking? They come over time. You're gonna have to build up a decent 4-star roster first before you start getting 5s. You can get 5s early on in the game, but through rare events, like we just had a Summoner Appreciation Calendar that gave people 11,000 5-star shards over the course of 3 months just for logging into the game. But outside of that, to get a 5-star within your first couple months of playing, it may not happen. It could take a while to get your first 5-star. So some of the ways to get them though is number one, never sell any of your champions. Whenever you have a champion and then you pull them again from the crystal and duplicate that champion, you just, instead of having 2 of the same champ on your account, they just convert that second champ to shards of the next higher star type. So it may take you a while to build up your 4-star roster, but eventually you get to the point where you're mostly pulling duplicates from the 4-star crystals and getting 5-star shards that way. You also get 5-star shards just from, you know, monthly event quests, certain other event quests in the game, story content, alliance-based activities. But it's all set up in such a way that you're not really going to start getting this stuff right away, you know. There's also offers that come around, and that will be a way to kind of jumpstart things. And depending on how you feel about spending in the game, of course, if you're willing to spend, then you can kind of jump some of that early progression, which, to be honest, can sometimes be a negative thing. If you jump too far ahead, that is. Buying a couple crystals, whatever, you know, over time and stuff like that, it's not really going to be a negative, but could be a negative if someone, let's say, just started the game and got themselves a 6-star somehow. And then content's either too easy, or because they're auto-fighting through the super easy content, demolishing it with 6 stars, never learn the basics of the game. So content goes from too easy to too hard without ever having a nice progression curve. So take your time with it and enjoy the process, and you'll just automatically start getting these higher star champions over time. If I were to spend money on the game, where should I spend it on? Well, I got 2 answers for you. One has to do just with units, and it doesn't matter how you get the units. Whether you grind for them in the arena, get them from the monthly event quest, story quests, or spend money on them, doesn't matter. However you get the units, you should invest those units into masteries. It's real easy to want to open up crystals and spend those units on crystals, but each crystal is pretty expensive unit-wise. And you only have a chance to pull a champion that may help your progression. And over time, you know, you're gonna pull better and better champions and stuff like that. So you know, even if you do pull a champion that'll help your progression now, over time, like, I don't know, it just doesn't have like an infinite value to it, you know. Which not everything needs to be an infinite value, but eventually that value will diminish. Something like masteries, however, are like a guaranteed infinite value that boost all of your champions. It's not just a chance to pull one champion. It boosts all of your champions in your roster. So yeah, like I said, no matter how you get the units, invest them into masteries. There's some good guides out there. I have a video that I uploaded a while ago, but all the info is still valid since masteries haven't really changed in a while. If you search my channel for budget mastery build, or just YouTube in general, MCOC budget mastery build, it'll pop up. Check that out. Night Brian, alright, Night Star. And then if you are going to spend money on things, the advice I have, it's a little bit more difficult, I would say. So you could buy units and unlock masteries and stuff like that, and it, you know, it would be helping your progression stuff. But generally, buying units is not that great of a value. Compared to some of the other offers that Kabam comes out with, at least. So Kabam doesn't do this a ton, but sometimes they have like, basically, if you wanted to unlock masteries and you wanted to spend money to unlock masteries, you can buy units, and then in game you could use those units to buy Carbonadium mastery cores and Stony mastery cores, and that's what you use to unlock masteries. Sometimes Kabam, they kind of cut the units out of the equation, and they just straight up will sell Carbonadium cores or Stony mastery cores. And when they do stuff like that, it's going to be a better value. These deals don't come around as frequently, though, of course. Like the unit store, it's just always there. But yeah, these like special offers that come around, most of them, I would say, are just okay-ish value. There's almost always some value in the offers. Sorry, I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. Whew. Okay. There's almost always some value in the offers that come out, depending on what you need. But generally, they're just like, it's whatever, it's okay. For the most part, you're going to be skipping the offers. The average person does, at least. And then every once in a while, they come out with really good offers. And if you have limited funds to spend, like those are the offers that you'd want to get. There's also the Summoner Sigil, which the Summoner Sigil is like, what is it? It's $10 a month, I think. That has a better than average value to it. And then there's also what's it called? I think there's also a $5 a month unit thing too. Let me go to the unit store real quick. So if you're gonna spend, which you know is totally up to you. You can play the game without spending, but yeah, you may enjoy the game more if you spend a bit, or not. But like this offer, this collector's daily card here, 735 units for $5 is a great value compared to you know, like the regular unit prices. But of course you could only get it like once a month, so that's why it's like a, you know, special offer that has that value to it. So that would be a good place to spend money. The Summoner Sigil is pretty good as well. And then yeah, certain other special offers that come around. I would say those are like the top 3 things to spend money on in the game, essentially. Depending on how far you've progressed in the game, Kabama's offers that pop up for cores relating to the core masteries. Oh, okay. Well, that could be really helpful. If you wanted to ask what Marvel character needs to be on MCOC, there's a 4-year Marvel Avengers Alliance former player here named Agent Relentless, aka the one who comments here. Wait, hold on. What? If you want to ask what Marvel character needs to be on MCOC, there's a 4-year Marvel Avengers Alliance former player here named Agent Relentless, aka the one who comments here. Is that you're talking about? I'm confused the way you're writing that message. I don't really know much about the Marvel universe though, so whoever they add it's fine by me. You know, most characters in this game that they've added, I never heard of until they were actually added. Like Man-Thing, I never heard of Man-Thing before. I've heard of Swamp Thing, but not Man-Thing. But yeah. Rhino, Ronin, Moon Knight, Venompool. I can't remember if I heard of Ant-Man before playing this game or not. I guess his movie came. Yeah, his movie came out before I started playing this game, and although I haven't seen it yet, I guess I did hear of the movie first. So I guess I heard that. Like Beast, I knew before. Punisher, Ant-Man, Yellow Jacket, I didn't know. Crossbones, I didn't know. I knew Spider-Man, of course. Kamala Khan, nope. Dormammu, nope. Drax, nope. King Group, nope. The symbiote Spidey, nope. Unstoppable Colossus, no. Like almost every single character I hadn't heard of. The ones I heard of the most, I would say, are probably the mutants, just because I have played other X-Men games growing up. So some of these guys I knew, like, I didn't know Namor, but Omega Red, Magneto, Cyclops, Storm. I can't remember if I heard of Archangel before playing or not. I probably have. Gambit, Sabretooth, Nightcrawler. Yeah, like most of these guys I knew of at least. Most of them I don't know though. This game needs Batman. Well, good luck. Good luck getting them to add that. But BG, which 4-star tech champ to rank 5, Warlock, Starkey, or Ghost, all unduped, have Holy Trinity as 4 and 5-star champs? Which 4-star tech champ to rank 5, Warlock, Starkey, Ghost? Well, all 3 of those champions are good. Kind of depends on your own personal playstyle and what you're currently looking for. I generally consider Ghost to be the most powerful champion in the game, but that doesn't always mean that she's the best fit for everybody. She has a unique playstyle that some people are going to enjoy, some people are not going to enjoy it. And you may just be looking for a different type of utility as well. Something that Warlock can bring to the table, like a heal block or something like that. So, yeah, I can't really make that decision for you. BG, how does Namor's regen work? Every time you pop a special ability, he restores, I think it's 6% of missing health. Not 6% of your total, but like 6% of your missing. So yeah, if you're at 1% health, it will basically restore 6% of your total health. But if you're at 90% already, you're only going to get a very small amount of health back whenever you activate that special. And I think that's pretty much it. It's every time you activate a special, I believe. What's up, BG? Guess who I pulled? No Swashbuckler. No Swashbuckler. I mean, Swashbuckler is Nightcrawler, but if you're saying no Swashbuckler, there's a synergy that he has with Havoc. Oh, Omega Red? Oh, nice, dude. Well, congrats. Congrats on Omega Red. Oh, I see. There's Swashbuckler in the chat that guessed Groot. Okay, I'm an idiot. I didn't see that part. Oh, man. BG, do you have any champ you'd consider the worst / least fun in the game? Worst? I think there'd be a bunch of champions kind of tied for worst. I don't know. X-Pool Dead Force was always up there pretty high on my list of least fun to play. Groot, as in regular Groot, I never really enjoyed. Of course, like Iron Patriot and yeah, some of those other guys too. Yeah, I don't know if there's necessarily one that stands out as like the absolute worst, but some of those I really don't enjoy. Sound better, BG? Does that mean Act 6 item list run soon? I hope so, although I'm still coughing a bit. Still trying to suppress that as much as possible, but I do feel a bit better today. I'm gonna try to record a video tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. I tried recording videos a few days ago and it didn't work out, so I've just been saying screw it and still working on videos, but like not recording new stuff. Working on editing stuff, but yeah. Alright, I have to figure out what I want to do. So my champions are on cooldown. My 5 stars won't be available for a little bit here. I should just whatever. They're coming off cooldown. Not that long actually, but it's gonna be kind of after stream time for them. Well, we'll get started somewhat soon. Anyway, I gotta figure out what I want to do. I would love to add a few more tier 4 basics to my account, and there's very few times that I don't do the tier 4 basic arena. It is my number one. Jeez, phone almost slid off the desk. It is my number one most desired catalyst is the tier 4 basic. I love it, man. I just want an infinite supply of these things. Wait, and done? Roboto. Nice, dude. Congrats. Good stuff. But yeah, I love tier 4 basics, but I do want to get this man thing, and I don't want to necessarily get distracted in the tier 4 basic arena right now. So, I don't know. Do I just grab some milestones somewhere else? I don't know. If you can get Groot into his I am Groot mode and fire off a special 3, you can actually do some good damage. It's not the worst thing, but it's still APG, why Man-Thing? I missed the beginning. Man-Thing has a synergy with King Groot that I really want. He also has a synergy with Thing, which seems very powerful. But I don't even think... I think Thing is so powerful all on his own that as like powerful as the synergy between these two are, I don't even think people will run that synergy. So yeah. That's like a secondary reason, but primary reason is synergy with King Groot. Also, I have no idea if the character is good or not. I mean, I think there's a reason why he's not very hyped. But if he does turn out to be someone that I like, I do have 2 of these gems just sitting here, so. BG, how do I minimize the amount of units I'll be spending on exploring the collector? Take your time with it. You're talking about exploring the collector, right? Like maybe you already did a path and now you're talking about doing all the paths. Take your time. Build up resources, stockpile resources. Make sure that you're getting the 3rd milestone every day, or as many days as possible at least. Nobody could, there's going to be days where you can't play or something, but as many days as possible. Get the 3rd milestone, snag this revive. This will be your most important resource when fighting the collector. If you just go in with a champion that can hit pretty hard and pop the 20% revive, do what you can, die, rinse and repeat. You stockpile enough of these between paths, then you get through potentially unitless. And if not unitless, then drastically reduced number of units spent. Missing the tier 4 is better than grinding and missing out on Man-Thing. Shane, that's very true, but I'm greedy and I want it all. Greed will be the downfall of me, possibly. Let me check something. I want to see how my 5-star boosts are looking. Oh, yeah, I'm capped out. I have a lot of 5-star boosts at the moment. 4 mystics, 4 science, 3 skill, capped out at 5 for the mutants, and 2 tech. It's a good problem to have. I love having, like, I've never had this amount of 5-star boost before, but the reason I wanted to look at it is because I wanted to see if there was room for me to pop open the greater arena boost crystals to get more of these 3x boosts. I used these last time I was grinding. I don't remember what champion. Oh, I guess it was the selector that I was going for, like the champion selector thing. And I didn't want to refresh. I didn't want to use my units to refresh my 5 stars or anything like that. But the tier 4 basic or tier 1 alpha, there was some other arena going on. And I popped open a bunch of my great arena boost crystals, knowing that, hey, I'll just use the 5-star boost another time. And then use the 3x boost. The 3x boost on a 3-star champion is basically the equivalent of using a 5-star champion in the tier 4 basic arena. It gives you that many points. It's kind of nutty. So it doesn't take that many rounds with 3 stars with these 3x boosts. But yeah, I can't really open any more of those crystals. Let me see how many of those crystals I even have. I want to guess at this point I may have like 60. Yeah, maybe higher than that actually. I didn't pop open all of them last time. Where are those things at? Okay, 85. I got 85 of these crystals unopened. But yeah, I don't really want to refresh for Man Thing. I want Man Thing, but I don't think he's gonna go high, and I also need to be careful with my units, because I'm gonna need to spend these units for Cyber Monday and 6.3 Legends and stuff like that. So I'm gonna have to do this one unitless. Well, right now I'm doing nothing, so I should at least get in some arena. I'll pop in this arena and we'll see what happens. I'll throw my 3 stars in right now. Maybe I can swing something. Maybe I can't. We'll see. One quest away from Cavalier. Ryu, nice. Is 6.1.6 doable with a 565 cap, 45 Corvus, a crossbone, 6-star Wasp as my lineup. If you made it through the 5th quest, the 6th quest is no more difficult than the 5th, you know? So is it doable? Yes. I'm not sure how hard of a time you've been having with that lineup. I imagine it's pretty difficult. But, yeah, I mean, if you made it to that quest is not going to be a roadblock for you. You may want to take some time, replenish some resources if you've spent your revives already, though. Well, I opened some Man-Thing crystals, 5-star She-Hulk dupe. Almost stopped on 6-star Elsa, and almost had a heart attack because I thought I wasted my luck. Well, Swaggy Spoadster, sorry to hear that you didn't get your Man-Thing. Man. Oh my god, dude, get off of me. This is the first fight in this arena. I was getting my ass kicked. Rank material for the 5-star champs are a good way to spend. Is that answering someone else's question? I'm guessing. Should I rank 3 4-star MODOK or Sentry for Act, by the way? MODOK over Sentry. MODOK's pretty cool. He's got an auto block safety that'll protect you, and he can hit pretty hard. BG, have a favorite champion to fight against? Mine might be Psylocke. The occasional power gain is nice. Favorite champion to fight against? I don't know. It kind of depends on my mood, I guess. Sometimes I really enjoy fighting Korg. I mean, I have good counters for him. If I didn't have good counters for him, that I wouldn't have said I wouldn't have said Korg. But you know, with Omega Red, it's kind of fun evading his L1, and just the slight change in play style is kind of enjoyable. But most of the time, I just enjoy fighting really basic champions like Gwenpool or Iron Fist, Iron Man, OG Iron Man, you know. Champions like that. I said Groot before was a champion that I hated to fight as, but I actually enjoy fighting against Groot. Yeah, sure, it's kind of annoying that the stun stun or certain debuffs don't last very long against Groot. But all the buffs that he gains and how certain champions play with that, or just, I don't know. There's something about baiting out a special one that was enjoyable for some reason. Maybe it is because there's like shorter stun duration. It feels like you really need to take advantage of every opening or something. I don't know. But Groot's kind of fun. It was actually pretty easy. Took the easy path and left and got to 2 Corvus charges and a cap wreck. Everything else, having all boost on, had me only spending 40% solar revives. Well, nice, dude. You're crushing it. Yeah, the boost, they will certainly help. But yeah, it sounds like you're killing it. Awesome. Is it physically possible to evade his special too? Are we still talking about Groot here? Or was it a different champ? I think you're talking about Groot, right? Yeah, it's possible to evade his special too. You just have to dash back at the right time. It's unblockable. But if you dash back at the right time, it's somewhat predictable. It might sound crazy, because if you haven't fought Groot a lot, it could feel like there's no way to evade it, and totally unpredictable and all that stuff. But I'm sure a lot of people in here have gotten lucky against Groot, where they just kind of accidentally dash back, just so happened to be the right time, and Groot popped his special 2 and you evaded it. Probably happened to a bunch of us, right? He's kind of predictable though with it, so something that that I and a lot of us have learned over time is enemies have like certain ranges that they'll throw their specials. You know, like if it's a melee special, they're generally, it's going to be very rare that they will throw that special if you're across the room. But like Iron Man here, because he has a ranged projectile attack, if he wasn't on the stupidest AI right now, building up the streak, he would throw that special regardless of where I'm at in the arena. Even if I'm across the room from him, he's going to throw that special. Groot is the same way. Like he'll generally be very quick to throw his special too. So while I don't think anyone is ever going to have like a 100% evade against Groot, it's pretty reasonable to like be able to predict it, just based on how fast he is willing to throw it. To the point where I would say, like, I'm more than 50% of the time able to evade Groot's special 2. I still try not to push him to a special 2, because the special 1, much easier to evade, and it doesn't heal Groot, which in some of these quests can heal him quite a bit, but it is definitely possible to evade the special 2. APG managed to get torched after a late start at the end of day 2. Nice. Congrats, Omar. It's never happened to me. I have accidentally fully evaded King Groot's special 2. King Groot, I think they changed King Groot's animation at some point. King Groot has always had like multiple hits in his poison. And like most projectiles, you can like block the first part of it and evade the final bit of it. And I think at some point they changed King Groot's animation to have a more pronounced gap in the middle of his animation, where like halfway through there's like this little pause to it, and then like that's when you know to evade. I'm almost positive it wasn't like that originally when they first introduced King Groot. but I could be wrong, and maybe it just took a while for me to notice. I don't know. I mean, it's been like this for a while. I'm not saying they changed it like last update or something like that. It's been like this for a while, but I'm just pretty sure that it didn't always exist that way. Good special two can be evaded, but I think the deck needs to be premeditated if I'm not mistaken. Oh yeah, like you need to be you basically need to already be dexing when he starts his animation. Kind of. There's if you have very fast reflexes, I think you can technically like see the how it gets like a little bit darker. And the way he picks up his foot, but it is super fast, so yeah. I generally am guessing against his special 2, but like I said, because he's so willing to throw it, it's kind of like having, especially against an aggressive AI, it's more manageable. Whereas, with an aggressive AI, they're going to be dashing at you. You kind of just have this sense that, like, okay, they're going to dash at me. I know when I need to block to parry. It's just something that you can predict because we've done it so many times. And that's just kind of how it feels with Groot, where you can kind of just see it coming to the point where you don't have to really make too wild of a prediction. I don't know. It's hard to explain. You gotta use your spidey sense. Make sure it's tingling. You can make a video beating Act 5 with 3 stars. No, I'm not gonna do that. It would take a long time to go through the content with 3 stars. It's possible to do for sure, but yeah. Sorry, man. I don't think it's all that interesting, personally. It would just be very long fights, essentially. But you could use the same strategies that like higher level champs use. Should I level my 4-star unduped Warlock? He's a great champion. I don't know who else you're considering leveling. If someone could be more useful for you at the moment, but Warlock is a fantastic champion. And in most cases, I would just say, yeah, absolutely. ABG, do you think Kamala Khan deserves a buff? She has great synergy with Sparkles and Nick Fury. I do think she deserves a buff, yes. She's not the worst champion in the game. But she does need a buff. Yeah, she needs some love. I don't necessarily think they need to do like a total rework for Kamala Khan. She has some utility, I think if they gave her the Gamora treatment, where what's it called? Like Gamora, they left her animations the same. They kind of just enhanced her abilities, and it was like halfway between just like a stat buff and a total rework. It was like a half rework with some stat boost type of thing. If they did that for Kamala, I think that's all she needs. Because yeah, she's definitely weaker. She's below, like, I would say she's below average. Maybe just barely below average. But below average. DJ, I think I caught the Labyrinth bug. I went back in with a better team for Aegon, and I'm fighting Star-Lord right now. Oh, dude. Roboto, you confused me for a second there, dude. I thought you were talking about like an actual in-game bug. Like Aegon was bugged. I was like, wait, what bug are you talking about? Um, hey man, if you're feeling Labyrinth right now, go for it, Roboto. Do whatever you enjoy, man. Go for it. Group Special 2 was one of the first unblockable specials. The unblockable text didn't even pop up then. I think I remember that. Yeah, I don't know. My memory is so garbage that I'm not sure if I remembered or not. But I'm pretty sure there was an update at one point where they actually added the unblockable text. Where it wasn't there before. And it was just kind of known, like in its description, that it was unblockable at the time, I believe. Yeah, I think I remember that too. Hang on one sec, guys. Okay. On Superior Iron Man buffed. I love his character design. He's the only cosmic Iron Man. No, I mean he could certainly use a buff. I personally, the reason why I went is because personally, I don't know. Both OG Iron Man and Superior Iron Man, part of me feels like they have their place in this game. Where, you know, they're basic characters, good for newer players to learn off of because their specials are some of the easiest to evade. And the characters are like simple enough that they don't really have to think about other things. I just hope that if Kabam ever does touch Iron Man or Superior Iron Man, or you know, some of these other more like simple champions, like I just hope that they leave. I hope that if they do buff them, that they still maintain that simple ness to them. Okay, now I know what team to bring to Realm of Legends Winter Soldier. We go. Get it, Roboto. BG is 6-star thing useful even unawakened. Yes. I recommend watching Legacy's Thing 101 guide. I think he talks about how to play Thing unawakened in that. I haven't used my Thing all that much just yet, so I don't have the best tips to share personally about him. Hulkbuster and Netflix Daredevil are the worst champs in the game. Glad to see one getting buffed. I mean, they're not great. I don't know about worse than the game. It's hard to say like what champ's worse than the game, but yeah, no, I'm happy to see Hulkbuster getting a buff too. Do you think we could ever get a Star-Lord rework? A Star-Lord rework? I doubt it. I think the most Star-Lord will ever get is maybe some synergy enhancements. And I would say the synergy enhancements could come from new characters entirely. Or what I would like to see, what I would rather see, is if they rework Rocket and Drax, and then Like they have some better synergies with the other Guardians type of thing, and like that slightly buffs Star-Lord. I mean, Star-Lord's still a good champion. You know, he's still way better than most champs in the game. So he really doesn't need the rework, but if they can give him a little bit of a boost along with the rest of the Guardians, that would be cool. Star-Lord got a rework. He's called Aegon. Yeah, there we go. When I started out, I had an Awakened, Superior Iron Man, and the Arc Overload was awesome for questing. It's definitely useful. Kind of annoying sometimes, though, because you get low and you think you're going to get that heal, and then you just get one shot and you get killed. But, no, it's got its uses for sure. Oh, you know what? Damn, I never checked on AQ. Alright, we could... Boss is open. Let's try to handle this. And then I want to go run my 5 stars. Come on, Hyperion. Do it to it, bud. I think so. It should be kept the same. He has one very specific thing he does, and he's great at it. Well, I guess by synergy enhancement, I was thinking like... I was hoping I can get the L1 off still. No, I don't want to keep shooting L2s. That was a very intentional backstep, by the way. Just trying to get the spores off of myself. Should have backed up here a little bit before firing the L3. Clear the spores. Anyway, for like a synergy enhancement with yeah, see, now I have a lot of spores on myself. For Star-Lord, I was thinking like if you have Rocket on the team, you have a higher chance for certain element gun effects. Where if you have like Groot or Drax, probably Groot, I guess. It would be the it'd be like different effects, similar to like Venom the Duck. Got him with 1 minute remaining. That was a pretty decently quick kill for me there. That's good. You know how Venom the Duck has? Let's go take a look at Venom the Duck real quick. Other people have suggested similar things like this too. Just to be clear, but so it's not like my totally original idea here. But yeah, so how he has like an additional chance to activate the frenzied symbiote buffs, or additional chance to activate the survival symbiote buffs. If you have both on the team, then they just kind of cancel each other out. And it could be something like that for Star-Lord too, where, you know, with Rocket it could be the shock and I don't know how you'd group them. I guess it would probably be like shock and armor break would be the more offensive ones, right, compared to power drain and heal block. Thinking about it, I'm not sure exactly how interesting that is. Maybe a better way to do it would be to have synergies with 4 Guardians people, right? Like Rocket, Drax, Groot, and Gamora. And each one of those buffs like one specific effect. This way you have a bit more control over it. It's still there's probably still have to be some randomness, but you could really like narrow in on one specific one. Anyway, man, I'm might be taking things a little too relaxed here for a featured grind. I need to step it up a bit. I got a late start today, sort of. Like I was online at the start of the arena, but then I got distracted with something else and did a couple of AQ fights while the arena was running right at the start of it. Midday, my 5 stars were a little bit late getting in there. The 6 stars were still cooling down from last night, which is why they were a bit late. It's not my best arena round for a featured run, but hopefully he doesn't go too high. And by the time I finish my 5 stars and possibly another round of 4 stars before I go to sleep, I'll be at around 15 mil. So I'm shooting for 50 plus, but we'll see what happens. Callus Arena grinding worthy of the rewards. Yes. Yeah, the rewards there are good. Why grinding for Man-Thing? I want the synergy that he has with King Groot. For future, I like King Groot. I can't use King Groot right away because I think the character, in my opinion, is only really worth playing if you have him at a high Sig level. And he's not the type of champion that I'd play everywhere. God, I would. My phone would run out of battery before I could finish a quest if I was using him everywhere. But I think he could be really effective in some of my itemless adventures if I ever got King Groot to a high Sig level. I don't know how I'm gonna get him to a high Sig level, but we'll see. See what happens. Maybe Kabam suddenly says, "Hey, we're gonna start adding a 5-star Sig Stone in the daily events," and then I'll be like, "Okay, cool. Well, I need to save these for prestige, but after I rank up some extra prestige champs, then maybe, just maybe." Who's the best champion for Act 5.6 Ultron? There's a bunch of good champions. I use Medusa myself, who is pretty effective. Corvus can be quite strong. I know a lot of people have used Corvus. Void. Blade, as long as you have the villain synergy. Basically, that Ultron. Nebula. Who can shut down robots. I made a video about that one time. But basically, there are certain champions that are better at handling that fight than others. But really, it comes down to knowing the mechanics of the fight. And then you could do it with most champions, I would say. Not all, but most. He has these gray buffs that are dormant buffs, essentially. And whenever you apply a debuff to Ultron, he activates whatever dormant buff that he has. And they're pretty intense buffs. So one of them is a crazy power gain, and he might not pop a special fast enough before he gets to an L3. And if he gets to an L3, well, it's likely game over unless you can survive based on, if you have an invulnerability or, something like that. because it's gonna hurt. Or regen, which if you have no way of stopping that regen, he heals quite a bit, and so on. So if you're just careful with not triggering a debuff on that Ultron, when he has like the healing and the power gain, those are the worst two by far. You can honestly, you could activate his attack and his armor up, and you'll notice it. He will hit harder, but you can survive it. Whereas the healing and power gain, you just want to avoid triggering a debuff when he has those dormant buffs on him. And then you can do it with most champs. But yeah, Ghost, of course. Someone's saying Ghost. Of course, Ghost is an amazing option since, well, you don't need to parry stun with Ghost. And of course, Ghost also prevents any type of evasion off of her stealthed hit there, or phased hit. So she completely counters him as well. Yep. Oh man, after so long, I finally get to 565, a Void Hobbit. Nice, dude. Good stuff, man. I still loves me, my 5-star Void. My Voidy poo. Alright, my 5 stars, they're not all back yet. Let's do a little bit more in this arena. Which, yeah, I might not make it to the tier 4 basics, but well, whatever. We'll see. I'll make that decision sometime tomorrow. But yeah, Ghost kills Ultrons, evades. You don't have to debuff. You can also take L3s, etc. So let him every time for exploration. Yep, that sounds about right. She, it's possible she might even be the best for that fight. But if not the best, then she's certainly one of them. Should I go over a message retracted as I was reading it? Beardo for I know you're not saying it for that fight, but I'm kind of curious. Can Beardo do that fight? Beardo probably could. You'd have to be careful probably though. But anyway, Beardo better than Void. Change my mind. Well, there's no need to change your mind. Think how you want to think. I can only take my thing to Sig 20, so I'm bringing Void to rank 5 over him. I already got a 565, Sig 200 Beardo. Nice, dude. Sounds good. Quake better than Beardo and Void. Quake can do that fight too, right? The Ultron fight. I don't think she would have any issues there. There's... If I remember correctly, I think that Ultron has a... Does he have a different form of healing too? He doesn't have the Vigor node, does he? I don't remember now. Good night, have a good night. Hope you feel better. Belted Earth, thanks, man. Have a good one. I've never had a decent science champ to take to rank 4 or higher. In the past 2 weeks, pulled Thing, Cap Infinity, and Void. Now, just need some Awakening Gems. Damn, Oraplexian. It's like that in this game sometimes, right? You're like, man, I just can't get a good tech or science or whatever. And then out of nowhere, boom. It's like all you pull. It's good stuff though, man. Congrats on the good fortune there. Love Domino. She makes farming Winter Soldier fun. Nice, dude. Yeah, Roboto, if you... yeah, my voice is really starting to go now. If you... Well, I guess this is tips more for just for anyone. But since you're specifically, you know, farming Winter Soldier right now, let's just pretend I'm giving it to you and only you. If you get bored... or start to, you know, if it starts to feel too, you know, monotonous, repetitive, farming Winter Soldier, getting those potions, doing that same fight over and over again with Domino, change it up. You know, if you have another champion that could also do the fight relatively quickly, even if it might be a tiny bit slower, sometimes it could just be, you know, just Just a nice little change to keep the grind going. Also, if you're not already, push past that Winter Soldier. Go to Captain Marvel. Spruce things up a bit. If the ultimate Kabam nerf list is done alphabetically, the Beardo goes first. Void's better than Beardo. Yeah, there we go. Void is just the coolest science champ. Utility and stuff aside, he's still just cooler than everyone else. He's pretty damn cool. Definitely is. What amount is good enough / average for the Fantastic Four? Attack rating, HP, block efficiency for 565? Is that Fantastic Four? Or is there some other meaning of FF? Hold on. What amount is good enough / average for the Fantastic Four? Attack rating, HP, block proficiency. I'm not sure what you mean exactly. You want to just know like the actual average for them? I don't have the stats for all of them, but you can go to Aunt May website that has all that type of infos, if that's where you're looking. If you're asking something else that I might have misunderstood. Oh wait. Following is is that what you're saying? Let me read this again. Okay. What amount is good enough / average for the following? Attack rating, HP, block efficiency for 565. Ah, got it. Well, you know, it really depends on the champion. For example, a champion might have really low crit chance, but they might have an above average attack rating to compensate for that, or vice versa. They might have low you know, let's just go spin out some crystals. They might have lower attack, but a very high crit chance or crit damage rating type of thing. So it really varies. Generally, I can tell you about the average for health and block proficiency, and to some degree attack. But everything else is really varies. So for a 565, I would say good block proficiency is like 64% or higher. Anything lower than that is what I would consider to be like below average. I think it's usually about like 3,500-ish rating. Health about 30,000. There's going to be some champions that fall below that, like especially the Spideys. Ooh, 225 units, beautiful. You know, like Stark Spidey or Stealth Spidey, they're going to fall below that, and some champions are going to be a decent bit higher than 30,000, but 30,000 generally feels pretty good for health. Attack is, it wildly varies, but a lot of the newer champions have about like 2,500-ish for their base attack. The stronger base attack ones, at least, I guess that's still considered like above average, whereas normally they might be. What is the average for attack? Is it like 22, 23 maybe? I don't even know. It doesn't really matter. I would say like block proficiency and health are really the only two I could say like what would feel acceptable. And even then, it doesn't always matter. There's a few different champions now that phase or go invisible. And of course, if you're not getting hit, then you don't need as high of block proficiency. Or if you have some other way of compensating, like a strong regeneration, where if you have some regeneration, then it's okay to have lower block proficiency. BG, what are you saving up those units for? So I need at least 15,000 for Cyber Monday. I would like to get more, ideally, in case there's a good offer before or after Cyber Monday. They could also up the cost of it. Who knows, man? Kabam, this year might be like, hey, instead of 15K, it's 20K. But I think it's going to stay 15K. So I want 15K for that at least. And then I also want a solid 10 plus K for the 6.3 Legends run. So I would like to ideally have about 25,000 units minimum in the next month and a half or so. It really hurts to drop all those units on the one offer. I don't know. I see it as just such a good value. A lot of, like for some of these bigger offers that it does suck to see your units just go away, but feels good. It feels like in a way it feels like I've just been going through this super long quest and I just hit the completion point of it. You know, like right now I'm putting in paths. You know, I'm all these arena rounds. That's just knocking out a path in the quest. And then when Cyber Monday hits, it's rewards time. What do you have for 15K on Monday? We don't know. It's probably going to be something similar, if not slightly better than what was given out on July 4th. Typically, those are somewhat similar. BG, do you have a good champion for your Legends run? Yes and no. Ghost is probably going to be by far the best option, if I had to guess. Just because, well, she's the hardest hitting champion in the game that also has the most utility in the game, that also takes the least amount of damage in the game. She's you know, she's okay. And I don't have Ghost. I'd be willing to bet that almost everyone else doing the run is going to be using Ghost. There are other people that don't have Ghost, and it is possible to do it without her. I do have Corvus now. We'll have to see when the content hits how good Corvus is going to be for it, but he'll probably be decent. Thing potentially can do quite well as well. I'd have to practice up with Thing a bit to kind of figure all that out. I've heard of people using Thing for stuff like that in the past, at least. I've never seen a run myself. Anywho, though, it's getting late, guys, so I'm gonna end the stream here. The B Manny, shout out to the B Manny. And right on cue, the coughs are they're coming back, so yeah, it's definitely time to end it. B Manny, thank you very much for the 10. If you happen to hear this on the playback or telepathically or something, because I'm sure you're sleeping by now. But yeah, thank you, dude. Thank you to the other people that sent over a little something as well. It is always appreciated. And yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. Normal time. Oh, the B Manny is still in here. Well, well, well. Showing a little kissy face. Oh, caught it. Put it in my pocket. was a very slow catch. I was like, oh man. Anyway, thanks again, B Manny, and yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good night, everybody.